garage time here. I have the fast Foxbody Fox over here, up on jack stands, hover Fox, and I have the grassroots Foxbody out there chilling. I am currently working on that right now because we are inside. I'll show you what I got going on here. Want to give an update because I haven't had time to edit anything, and kind of want to talk about both this Foxbody over here, why it's on jack stands. Let me rotate this camera. All right, so we have good old grassroots Fox over here. This is all the factory harness I have ripped out of this car. I ripped it out because we could not figure out why it was going and why it was running like garbage. So all of this harness that's in here now, and this is a Holley standalone. I got this for $100 from my buddy because he did not want to see me not make this event. I told him, he asked me how much I wanted to pay for it. I told him, listen, man, I don't have a lot of money. He pretty much said, how's $100 sound? I'm like, I think I can make that work in the budget. So I don't have much left in my budget right now at all. I think I'm pretty much capped out. Might have like $60 left, but we got this running into the engine bay. We have that running back there into the battery box. There's the nitrous bottle. There's the gears I've yet to put in, some 373s. I have an Explorer. I got my switch panel here almost done. Everything's like kind of torn apart. The seats are out right now because all day today we were wiring like crazy. That's the fuel pump relay I've rewired. Moving to the back of the car. Again, we got the battery box. The kill switch is mounted and working. Right now the battery is disconnected. Got the nitrous bottle back here mounted in the spare tire well. Got some gear oil and some bearings for when I do the gears. Here I have a giant sheet metal piece that I got for free from some dude that was remodeling his house. I've cut this line here. I'm going to cut it across. I'm actually making my rear seat delete out of this. So another thing, I got the Roundel sticker on it. Got the Pinup Girl stickers on it. A couple other stickers. Up there on the hood, we have a Danger intake sticker. I have a jet fuel sticker on my gas cap right here. I have something that I haven't done to the driver's side yet, but I have the yellow tape with the rescue sticker. So the other Pinup Girl. I still have to put the Roundel sticker over here. So it's coming along. I also, along with ripping out the harness, you can see the dryer and the AC lines. I've ripped that out as well. So I got to get a couple caps that I think I have laying around the garage somewhere. Cap off the AC compressor. I also got the MSD box wired up. I was curious if that was even going to work because that actually came out of the trunk of this car right here. Was not sure if that was even going to work or not. In the process of letting my brakes dry. So these are some 99 to 04 GT calipers, courtesy of Mustang Parts Reaper. They're very similar to Cobra brakes. They're dual piston calipers. Stopping power is very identical. This IRS is about 2 bolts away from coming out, and my front brakes are about to come off too. So what's going on with this fast car? I will be keeping this, I think, 7-gallon trunk mounted intercooler tank. I will be keeping the battery box, and I will be keeping the suspension in the front. Other than that, almost everything else is going. So this motor currently for sale. I've had some issues with it. I've had some issues with just the setup in general. And I told myself the last time I pulled this motor, I was not going to put it back in, and I meant every word of it. I really like the motor. I really want to move forward with the setup, but it's too much work to pull the motor and put it back in every time something like the heads need to come off. And for example, right now we don't know if a head gasket popped or if maybe I slightly lifted the head, but I made 3 passes in it. My last pass, something seamed up. I went to drive it to the shop last week, and I didn't even make it. The car died on me when I went to restart it back up. White smoke was coming out of the exhaust, and it just was running terribly. So I've decided on this car, I am going to finally go Turbo LS. Probably going to lose a solid amount of followers. I know a lot of people like the mod motor. I know a lot of people like the Terminator swap. I'm still going to keep the dash and the console, but I'm going to a built 5.3 with an 88 millimeter single turbo, TH400 3-speed automatic manual valve body, um, and solid rear axle. So I have the 5.3 actually in the back of my truck. It's not on the engine stand yet, but it's in the back of my truck. I got to pull it out. Once I get it out, I can start buying some things I need for it. Like this is a Gen 4 5.3, so I need to get a DOD delete for it, which is the displacement on demand. The valley in it is a little different. Need to get some different lifters and stuff like that. The delete kit comes with all that. So I'm going to get a delete kit. I'm going to get a new front timing cover, a cam. I need some valve covers, some springs for the cam. I need an F-body oil pan kit so it can work in the Fox. Some LS motor mount plates. Apparently the motor mounts on my current motor will work. Two out of the 3 bolts line up with the LS, but the third bolt is just a little different. So the plate allows you to use your Mustang motor mounts and bolt it into your K-member. And I have some Maximum Motorsport solid mounts, so that's what I'm going to do. I am also selling my front Brembo brakes. I'm going to go to either Strange or Willwood, or I think my buddy told me Aerospace or Aero Technologies or one of those companies. They're having a sale sometime soon, so I might go with them. So this car is going to be down for a minimum of a couple months. My buddy Cameron bought the IRS. My buddy Rob bought the T56. Those are a couple of parts that have sold so far. Current things I have for sale that no one has inquired about yet. I have the VMP Gen 3 kit for sale, the whole blower. I have my long block for sale. I will either sell it as a long block once I fix the head gasket issue, or I will separate the long block from the heads and sell the heads with the cams separately than the long block. Obviously, I'm selling my Brembo brakes. I'll probably wind up selling my race seats because I'll go to some Kirkies. The Corbos, yeah, I like them. I might keep them, use them in another car. I'm not sure yet. They're getting kind of worn. Obviously I did race the car a lot. The cage I have to upgrade from an 8-point to a 10-point minimum, and this car will no longer have AC, so I'm getting rid of that. It's essentially still going to be a street car. It's not going to look too much different than it looks now, but it is going to be way faster and way lighter because I'm putting this thing on a serious diet. So yeah, no AC. I'll have power steering. Solid rear axle is going to save me a lot of weight. The LS motor will save me even more weight. Turbo versus the supercharger will save me weight. And I'm not going air to air. I am keeping the water tank, so I'm going to go air to water. Probably have a Holley high ram with a water plate in between it, and then go from there. So I still need to sell the clutch. I have the McLeod twin disc, and yeah. But right now we're inside 2 weeks. Yes, Terminator engine is coming out. Earlier in the video, I was talking about how I think it popped a head gasket again. And, last time I had said that if the motor was coming out again, I was not going to put it back in. I really do like the setup, but I've had it for a while. I've raced the crap out of it. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see what this setup was capable of. It did make a lot more power. So we, unfortunately, will never see what this was capable of, but that's okay because I've kind of wanted to do an LS swap for a long time. I've never done one. I know a lot of people hate it, but like I said, I'm not just a Mustang fan. I am a fan of all vehicles. I like all cars. I mainly deal with Mustangs because they're cheap and I like them. But the LS motor is also cheap, and people can hate on them as much as they want, but the LS platform is a proven platform that will make a lot of power and will go very fast for a fraction of the cost of what I have into my car now. So yeah, I will definitely be documenting this build. Um, Again, pretty much overview of what I'm going to do. 88 millimeter single turbo LS, TH 400 or turbo 400, 3-speed manual valve body, um, solid rear axle, 35 spline with a spool. Pretty much drag car. I built this car originally because I wanted to do drag and road course, but I never saw road course with it. I never even autocrossed with it. So I have other cars for that, like the Grassroots Fox. I think will handle very well because we've got some money into the suspension. Nothing crazy, but for the $2,000 budget, this car is very light and it's very tight. Like the suspension is solid. You go to lean on any of the four corners, and the car does not want to move. It's very stiff. So I'm kind of happy with how it's set up. I'm really hoping that it runs good and that we can do pretty good things at the event. And then, yeah, so just kind of wanted to show you guys what I got going on. There's my wife. Want to see what happens when you back talk my wife? Look at those cuts. Look at those cuts. Don't back talk the wife. Just kidding. I was also exhaust for sale off of my IRS Terminator Fox. These were hanging a little bit lower, like instead of here, they were hanging like here. And I grabbed something out of my toolbox. I turned, was looking down, and ran headfirst into both of the pipes. And I had some choice words for those rat bastards. So yeah, once I get the LS out of my car or out of my truck and I put it on the motor stand or the engine stand, I'm gonna start recording what I'm doing. LS swapping the Foxbody. I have some buddies that have done it. I have one of my buddies, Gavin. His is LS swapped, and it's just incredible how fast it is for it. Like it was way faster than my old setup on this car, and it was I mean, easily half the cost. So unfortunately, it definitely made me want to LS swap it and kind of slightly made me regret my decision. I think it's cool to be different, which I was different for a while, but now it's time. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when you're going to LS swap your car. So Carolyn's on board because she's a Chevy fan, and still the Coyote, have not done anything with that. Still Carolyn's car, not done anything with that except race Kyle's supercharged Cobra and beat it. But that's it. I just wanted to kind of give everyone an update, make a video because I've been slacking. I've really been putting in the hours on this car. Look at my beard. Look at these gray hairs. For every gray hair here, that means that's for everything that I've broken on that car, or every time it's given me a problem. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Hanging in there. I promise there's more videos coming. Just crunch time with this competition. There's definitely going to be videos and footage of the competition, assuming that we get there and we're killing it. So thanks again. Catch you guys next time. Peace.